what's up? I'm excited to share with you all a sunscreen review of some mineral sunscreens that I've selected to cover in today's video that I have been anxious to share with you all. In today's video, I've selected sunscreens that are exclusively mineral, meaning their active ingredient is either going to be zinc alone or zinc and titanium dioxide. And I like physical sunscreens and strongly encourage everyone to consider choosing a physical sunscreen, or also called a mineral sunscreen if you're new here, because physical sunscreens offer not only broad spectrum protection against UVB, but also UVA. Those are the rays that penetrate very deeply into the skin, age the skin, contribute to photo aging and hyperpigmentation. Additionally, mineral sunscreens, unlike their chemical counterparts, also offer protection against those wavelengths of visible light that contribute to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and, to a certain extent, melasma as well. When I say visible light, I mean the light that we see with our eyes. Ultraviolet light, which is what our sunscreens are intended originally to protect us from, that ultraviolet light, we don't see that, we don't perceive that with our brain. That's something that affects the biology of our skin and does come from the sun, but also visible light comes from the sun, and that we now are learning can in fact damage the skin and contribute to skin concerns, namely hyperpigmentation. And mineral sunscreens that contain zinc or zinc and titanium dioxide will offer protection against those wavelengths of visible light. So that's why I selected exclusively mineral sunscreens for today's video. Also, mineral sunscreens are well tolerated in people with sensitive skin and people with rosacea. Mineral sunscreens also will appeal to many of to those of you who are traveling to the beach this summer, and you may be going somewhere where certain chemical filters in your sunscreens are banned. So the sunscreens in this video should go over just fine in those areas. They don't contain any chemical filters. And the other advantage to mineral sunscreens over their chemical counterpart is that mineral sunscreens, the active ingredients, zinc and titanium dioxide, they are very stable. They don't degrade upon exposure to ultraviolet light, whereas their chemical counterparts will, particularly the chemical filter avobenzone. And so they're more reliable, in other words. Now, you still have to reapply sunscreens every 2 hours just because the mineral sunscreens do not degrade like their chemical counterparts. They still wear off. And so the rule of thumb is if you are outdoors, every 2 hours you reapply. And if you're not outdoors all day, you're inside, then the rule of thumb, for me at least, and that I strongly encourage you to, regardless of if you are in a dark cave all day, is to get in the habit of reapplying sunscreen at least 3 times a day, 3 applications a day. And this, aside from the protection against incidental sun exposure, this also is moisturizing the skin, and so you have that benefit there as well. You have most sunscreens and sunscreen vehicles are very moisturizing. Mineral sunscreens, all of the ones that I'm reviewing in today's video, they do leave a cast. Some are better than others, but there is a white cast associated with all of these. So I've come out with a ranking system to kind of give you an idea of how to gauge how bad they are, because some are better than others, but some of them on my skin, there's no cast, but if I look very closely, I can tell that this is a sunscreen that's still going to leave a cast for somebody with a darker skin type. All the sunscreens in this video are wonderful for rosacea prone skin, for sensitive skin, for dry skin. They're all very moisturizing. None of the sunscreens in this video are going to directly cause issue for people with acne prone or oily skin per se. The ingredients are not irritating, and I can never predict if something is going to, quote, break somebody out or worsen someone's acne. It tends to be individualized, but these are all minimal ingredient sunscreens that are safe in acne and oily prone skin types. That being said, all the sunscreens in today's video are water resistant, another feature that I think is particularly important to look for when you're outdoors all day, as well as in the summer. But all the sunscreens in today's video are water resistant. Water resistant sunscreens tend to have a lot of shine to them, And so if you are somebody with an oilier skin type, you probably, you may be put off by that. And my recommendation in that situation is to choose a mineral powder that you can dust on over it. A mineral sunscreen powder, like the Color Science one that I've reviewed for you guys, or Derma E makes one, Paula's Choice I think makes one as well. Choosing one of those mineral powder sunscreens to dust over to camouflage that shine can help make it more tolerable. All right, let's get into the sunscreens that I'm going to review for you guys today. As far as one other point I want to make is, because I get this question all the time, does the percentage of zinc or titanium, do those percentages matter? And the answer is no. You can't just look at the percentage of the active ingredient, because the protection offered by the product is a reflection of the product formulation as a whole. Look for the words on the front of the label: broad spectrum, UVA, UVB coverage. And the other point I'll make is, I've said this before, higher SPF is not necessarily better as far as protecting you from a burn, but it is better for protecting you against UVA rays. UVA rays are the rays that don't really burn they contribute to a lesser extent to burning, but they penetrate very deeply and age the skin. And so higher SPF, it offers better UVA protection. The sunscreens I'm going to review in today's video are SPF 45 or 45 to 50. Most of them are 50. For that reason, I'm not reviewing anything that's not water resistant. That is less than 44. 44 is the lowest one here, and nothing in here contains fragrance. So with that, let's get into some of these sunscreens, what you guys came here for. So first up is a newer sunscreen by Aveeno that I have tried. Is the Positively Mineral Sensitive Skin. This is SPF 50. I give this a 5+, meaning this is the most severe of a white cast you're going to get with a sunscreen. It's like putting white paint on your face. It's very pasty, but the vehicle itself is very easy to apply. It doesn't clump up, and it spreads onto the skin really nicely. That's important in getting an even application. The zinc in this product is zinc only. The zinc in this product doesn't clump up as you're putting it on the face, but the cast on this is not going to be socially acceptable for anybody, let alone people with darker skin types. It's pretty intense. But it is a good sunscreen. This is a fantastic choice for children as well, if they can tolerate it. It's really good. CeraVe has recently reformulated their mineral sunscreens, and their mineral sunscreens were never fantastic to begin with, but the newer formulation is even worse. This is probably one of the worst mineral sunscreens I have attempted to apply on my face. I do not recommend it. Don't waste your time or money. It is unbearable to work with and to wear. Not only is the cast a 5, actually I would give it a 5+, because the cast is really, really striking. It's going to show up on all skin, but it's disfiguringly striking in that the zinc in this clumps up and does not go on evenly, so you get these big, thick, white, clumpy patches. This looks like stucco on your face. Don't waste your time. Their vehicles use that MVE technology. I think it just doesn't blend well with sunscreen actives, so I don't recommend this one. The only sunscreens from CeraVe that aren't problematic or go on well is the ultralight chemical one. And for me, the CeraVe AM has always been a dream, but does pill quite a bit. This is a no-go, so I don't recommend that. But I do get a lot of questions about it, so I wanted to include it here. To me, you'd be better off with the Aveeno Positively Mineral, or you'd be better off with another 5+, the Sheer Zinc Dry Touch SPF 50 by Neutrogena. This is a great one. Does leave a cast of a 5. But this has less of a greasy residua associated with it, so it's less. It has less shine. But it's pretty similar actually to Aveeno. Aveeno is going to be shinier, but they're both 5 casts, and they're both zinc only. They're both water resistant up to 80 minutes. So that's the comparison there. All right, so moving down the cast ranking system, I guess you might say, I will get into some fours here. One four for me that I really like a lot for you guys in Europe. It's a 4, but with enough time, you can kind of get it down to a 3. For those of you in Europe, this is a French sunscreen. It is nanosize zinc, nanosize titanium dioxide, fragrance-free, water-resistant. This is definitely more shiny. It is definitely shinier than the Neutrogena sheer. And there's a little bit of clumping with this that is not too bad. The clumping, the pilling with this is not too bad. It goes on pretty well, but is not as optimal as the Neutrogena one or the Aveeno ones. Those go on more smoothly. This has a little bit of clumping to it. This kind of has a funny odor to it, a little bit of a plasticky odor. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, but do be aware of that. This is great though. Strongly recommend it for those of you in Europe. Yeah, I struggle to find sunscreens that are mineral only for those of you in Europe, but it is French and many European countries you can obtain this. Okay, speaking of France is La Roche Posay. La Roche Posay really has some great choices in the realm of mineral sunscreens. I think they're well worth it. A newer one that I really love is their new mineral SPF 50 broad spectrum face and body mineral sunscreen. This is I would give this a 3+. It goes on like a 4, and then within about 2 hours, it is a 3. So this one, you know, is better than Aveeno and Neutrogena, and definitely better than CeraVe. And it blends on the skin really well. It's comfortable going on. It doesn't clump, it doesn't precipitate. They really did a nice job with this. It is a heavier cast than its ultralight counterpart, which I love. The cast on this goes on like a 2 to a 3 and fades down to a 1 pretty quickly. There's minimal of all the sunscreens I'm reviewing today. This one is the one that I think will go over the best with people with oily prone skin, because there's not really significant shine to this in comparison to some of the others. And this is water resistant like all of those that I'm reviewing today. It's water resistant 40 minutes, however, whereas the lotion is 80 minutes. So that could reflect a little bit of the difference with the shine factor. But this is wonderful. This will go on really well under makeup. You do have to shake it for 15 minutes. Don't make the mistake I made one of the first times I tried this and didn't shake it for a long enough period of time. So that would be kind of the nuisance-y thing, is that you really do have to be diligent with shaking it to get it to be homogeneous in consistency when you put it on. But that is a phenomenal one. All right, and then a sunscreen that is cruelty-free and vegan, I believe, although I don't want to misspeak on that, is Sunology Natural Sunscreen Face. I think it's currently sold out, so I apologize for that. I would say the cast on this one, I rated as a 2, so it's very tolerable, it's very doable cast on this one. This is very emollient. This feels like Vaseline going on, so you may not be comfortable wearing this in the summer. It's pretty balm. It feels like a rich balm, and almost to the consistency of Vaseline. This is perfect, the perfect consistency for winter, actually, when you have a windburn and things like that. But I've recently been trying it out, and so that's why I didn't ever mention it this winter. But yeah, I recommend this one. It's very good, but the cast on this is a 2. And this is very, very greasy and emollient though. So you may find this suits you better in the winter time. Ulta MD UV Pure. This I give a 3. And it's SPF 47. This and the other Ulta MD sunscreen I reviewed, they're the ones that didn't quite bump up to 50. But this is fantastic, both for the face and the body as well. I really think that this is a winner from them. But this year they came out with UV Replenish, which is also good. This is also a mineral sunscreen. It has is not as water resistant as the UV Pure. UV Pure is water resistant up to 80 minutes. There is a little bit more of a greasiness to this one as opposed to UV Replenish. UV Replenish, however, I'll tell you guys this, in my opinion, this is formulated with hyaluronic acid. I think is one of the other distinguishing features from this one. Hyaluronic acid is simply a humectant, so this is a nice everyday moisturizer that is a mineral sunscreen. But I think a far better value, is the Roche Posay mineral body lotion. It's you get twice as much for the same price. And it is water resistant up to 80 minutes, and they both they're comparable in their shine, and this one is water resistant 80 minutes. You get a higher water resistant, you get more product for the price, and similar cast, similar aesthetics, similar benefits as far as mineral sunscreen. So I think this is a much better value personally. And then the last one is the MD Solar Science Zinc Titanium Dioxide Sunscreen. This is water resistant 80 minutes. This is great for oily prone, acne prone skin. It goes on like almost kind of a buttery consistency, but the cast on this is a 1. This is one of the best casts. This and Anthelos 50, the mineral liquid by Roche Posay. These are the most cast friendly of all of these. They really are fantastic. MD Solar Science is a 1 and this is a 2. Look at the description box. I'll put the sunscreens that I reviewed here with the cast rating and kind of some little, salient features about them, but they're all, I would say the one that's not good is CeraVe's new hydrating sunscreen. Don't like that. No, this is going to put people off of sunscreen to no end, so I don't recommend it. So I hope this video is helpful to you guys. Obviously there are thousands and thousands of sunscreens out there. I only have your attention for so long in the span of a video, and I think I push the limits every time. So I am so grateful for you guys for watching my videos. But obviously I can't cover every single mineral sunscreen out there. These are some good choices, and I made some cutoffs for this video as far as only choosing mineral sunscreens, only choosing water resistant ones, and only choosing those with a super high SPF. So that kind of helped me to narrow it down, but this is by no means a complete list of potential mineral sunscreens out there. So comment below what mineral sunscreen you are using. I would love to know. Comment below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.